Ben Mosby. Thank you for joining us. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Already, week is flying by. My first day back after a few days off, and delighted to be back in the mould. Do you know what? I'm hugely excited for this show, Softer Side of Life, because as a few of you may know who've been following my Facebook page, which yes is now up and running, I've started sewing. Oh yes, I have. Over the course of the weekend, Bernie sorted me out with the sewing machine, as you'll know, and some material, some fabric. Me and my daughter Daisy, who's 9, have been getting to grips with our sewing machine. I mean, it took us a while to kind of, get it all working, but we have been having a lot of fun, and we've got to the point now where we're making bits and pieces, made like a mobile phone case. I fixed the hole in me cricket trousers as well. I am an expert sewer. That's what well, I'm not expert, but the point is, loving it and really looking forward to this show as well, because hopefully you can pick up a few hints and tips, and also might get me hands on some of the lovely material that we've got on the show as well. It's going to be brilliant too, because we've got lots coming up as far as our end of summer sale is concerned. Lots of bargains, lots of fun, lots of interactivity from you, and of course we've got a fabulous guest. First time I've worked with this particular lady for 5 or 6 years, I want to say. The lovely Leann is here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Ben. I mean, really, 5 or 6 years and we've waited all this time. How can that possibly have happened? Fate got in between, didn't it, Ben? But we've taken fate and we've kicked it out the door, and we're here today. I'm really looking forward to it, and welcome to the Crafters Companion team. It's really lovely to have you here, Ben.
Oh, thank you. They've all been treating me very nicely so far, and I've got a feeling we're going to have lots of fun over the course of the next couple of hours or so. Do get your comments in. You know how to do it by now, I'm sure. You can get in touch via our Facebook page. You can also get in touch with us on YouTube as well. As always, anything you want us to show, get in touch. Anything you want to know, you can get in touch, and also you can pop us an email, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk. If you have been working on any projects recently, we would love to see what you've been up to, and also want to hear today about things that you've learned recently. It may well be on the crafty front, but it may well be that you've just learned a new fact that you kind of impress all of your friends with, because I'm learning to sew. So what have you learnt recently, please? Share what you've learnt with us on the socials, and we'll share it with everybody else, be it crafty, be it, I don't know, something which you can amaze us with. We look forward to seeing those as we head through the show. But we have plenty to be getting on with, and plenty to show you as far as goodies are concerned that you'll want to get your hands on over the course of the next couple of hours. And our first item, back in stock. It's been out of stock for quite a while, I'm led to believe, and very, very exciting to bring it back to you. It is the Gemini Build-A-Block. Now, this is all about making life nice and easy for you. As far as your soft crafting is concerned. It's the 14-piece patchwork system plus. Already very busy for this. It's normally £100 or $139. You're getting it for $74.99 or $104.96, saving 25%. We'll go through this in more detail in just a few moments' time, but in the box you've got your rectangle die set, your isosceles triangle die set, your half rectangle triangle die set, that's not easy to say, plus a 52-page instruction booklet as well. If you've already got the Gemini die cutting and embossing machine, obviously this is a perfect partner for that as well, and I love this for the fact that it's going to make life so easy for you. It's speed, it's accuracy, it's not having to measure and all that kind of stuff. Get that whilst you can, because it's only just back in stock and it's already flying out of the door. Right, also on the show for you today, we've got this amazing faux leather. Now again, this has been hugely popular before we've even come live on the show today. Loads of people taking advantage of the deals. So it's the super soft faux leather fabric in a variety of colours. What I will say is already a few of the colours have sold out. Best thing to do is check the web. Some are very low stock, as I say. Some have sold out. It's $5.59 per half metre. So get ordering that. As you can see, a whole range of different colours through your reds, your mustards, your golds, your silvers. It's all in there for you, and as I say, we'll look at that more a little bit later on, but get that whilst you can, because you're going to want that if you're going to recreate some of the projects that we've got coming up today as well. And you're also going to want to get your hands on the Enchanted Forest fabric as well. We had this a couple of weeks ago actually, and it proved really, really popular indeed. Now we've got this available for you in a variety of different sizes. So let's show you through the fabric, and then you can choose which size you want to go for. So within the bundle, you're going to get your Enchanted Forest. shall I get this out? I think I might just show you this. You're going to get your Enchanted Forest, which is absolutely gorgeous. Also included in the bundle, you've got your Forest Florals, which are just here. And again, this has all been hand-picked for you, so you know it's all going to work absolutely beautifully. Take a look at that. The gorgeous floral detail that you've got on there and that cream background, that's in the bundle. Also, you're going to get your mini blossom as well. And then finally, within the bundle, you're going to get your Ditzy Dashes. Now, as I've said, depending on the sizes that you want, we've got various bundles available for you. So we've got 1/2 meters available, fat quarters, we've got the fabric strip rolls as well. It is all there for you on the website, so do have a look at all of the different sizes available for you. This is the pricing per 1/2 meter for the fabric, okay, so £5.99 or £7.49. Notice how I didn't open that up fully, because every time I do that, you see, I can never get it back into the, we'll do it a little bit later on. Right, next up, some brilliant pattern packs for you. Which you're going to absolutely love. I think we are going to see this in action a little bit later on. Again, we had this a couple of weeks back, proved really, really popular indeed. This is the Threaders Pattern Pack, Lunch on the Go. So £9.99 or £12.95, everything that you need in here to give you the opportunity to, to make a fantastic little bag. You've got your, well, are we calling this a wine flask? I think we are. A wine bag, good. Well, Leanne's making it and she's putting wine in it, is all that I know, so we'll call it that. And you've also got the ability to make the little lunchbox there as well. Isn't there a cushion you can make off that too? Yeah, I think there is, isn't there? Yeah, I thought it was. £9.99 or £12.95. So basically, you've got everything that you need there. You've got your picnic in there. You've got your wine as well, or soft drink. Please drink responsibly. And you've got your little cushion in there as well. So basically, get your fabric and make all of that absolutely beautiful. We've also got the ability for you to get your hands on the weekend bag pattern pack again. So everything that you need as far as instructions and directions are needed to put this weekend bag together. You get your printed pattern sheet and your step-by-step instruction booklet as well. And again, the thing about this is it is so nice and easy for you to do. Everything is nicely laid out for you. Again, if you're one of those people that kind of follow by pictures, you've got it. If you're one of those people that followed by the written word, yeah, you've got the ability to do that as well. £9.99 to £12.95. Just want to flip back to the previous item that we had a few moments ago, being beautifully modelled by our model this afternoon, Leanne.
I've got my little lunch bag here. I've got my wine/gin bag. Not that I would ever take that to work, of course. That's now got cold water in. And your lovely little paddy cushion for your bottom. Isn't that lovely? Do you know what I'd be doing with this as well, actually, Ben? I'd be using a piece of that faux leather on the back of this. Oh, yeah. So it gave me an element of like weather protection when I'm sitting on it, but it's still nice and soft on the bottom, if that makes sense. So you could use your faux leather on the bottom of the cushion if you wanted to as well. In fact, you could do the whole range in the faux leather. And I'd be picking the mustard faux leather and then using this fabric and lining a lovely bag with those two together. That, as a lunch set, is going to look like real luxury and decadence, isn't it? It's going to look designer. Oh, yes. It's going to look gorgeous.
Oof. There we go. So that's the reason why you want to get your hands on the pattern pack. So why you want to get your hands on the fabric as well. Both the faux leather and the Enchanted Forest fabric is going very, very quickly indeed. Now, I realise we've got loads of people already getting in touch today, which we'll have a look at in just a few moments' time. But talking of making goodies, because this is the thing with me now, you see. I mean, I know I've only just started sewing literally a couple of days ago, but already I'm thinking about getting my hands on things that I can kind of put together, which are nice and easy to do. Oh, by the way, sorry, I just need to go back to my glamorous assistant who's now modelling the weekend bag. We need some music here, didn't we, really?
It'd be nice for you to see the size of it. When you look at a little pattern in your hand, Ben, you don't get the magnitude of the weekend bag, do you? And I wanted you to see that this is you're going to be able to get a good. I mean, even think I could get my 6 changes of clothes in there.
That's a long weekend bag, isn't it?
It is. But it's got all of the gadgets on it that you need as well. You've got your little pockets here, and what I love here, look, a little secret pocket at the back, a zippy one, to put in anything that you need to access quickly. And then I think the word of the day with this bag, Ben, is capacious.
Capacious.
It's capacious. It's absolutely huge inside. You're going to get all your toiletries and your Dyson hairdryer, if you're me, and your shoes and everything that you need in there. I love that. I think this for me, is the pick of the show, this one.
You see, I've learned something there as well, because we're talking about learning things during this show. Capacious. It's a new word on me. Capacious is what? Bigger than
Voluminous,
spacious?
big, very spacious, lots of room. You can cram loads of stuff in it. All the QVC bag demonstrators use the word capacious. But it is very capacious. It just means big, voluminous, lots of space inside.
Well, that is a word I'm going to be using lots now. I know what it means. I'm going to use it the wrong way. I'm going to say we've got a capacious amount of stuff on the show, but that doesn't work, does it? No. I'll fit it in somewhere. But listen, we've also got more reversible patterns for you as well. Now, this is a bundle for you. Basically, again, a brilliant opportunity for you to have lots of different patterns of things that you can make. £67.50 or £83.50. Now, within this particular collection, I'll show you these. You have got everything that you need to make it, again, nice and easy for you to put together. Your reversible pocket tote bag, you've got your vintage clutch bag, and then your savvy shopper bag as well. So again, it's all about ease of use, isn't it? Because that's the thing for me, just getting started with this, worrying about measurements, worrying about cutting, worrying about perhaps getting the wrong sizes. With these die collections, you've got everything that you need to basically run these through your machines, thank you, and then put these bags together nice and quickly and nice and simply. That's your reversible clutch bag. So again, you get all of this included, and then you're also going to get in there your savvy shopper bag too. And it's time for me to do a little bit of modelling. I don't know if I'm going to, is it like that? Or?
Yeah, that's fine. And if you say the word woo at the same time,
yeah.
Woo! That'll work.
That.
Lovely.
That works, does it? But again, look at that, and great. So the reverse, you've got the different fabric on the in and the outie. Lovely, look at that. And then, here we go. Oh, sorry, I'm destroying the set again. Oh, this one matches my shirt. So that one is the reversible vintage clutch bag. There you go. And then you've also got your little shopper as well. I mean, which one do we prefer?
I'm going to do the first one.
Okay.
I like the first one. I think it's got a lot of. I like the pockets. You can get stuff in it. I would definitely be taking it out on a Saturday to the market if I was shopping. You can get. It's got the capacious word going for it again. Even though it's small, you can fit a lot in there. And actually, I carry around a lot of toiletries when I'm going away. I do like big and. It's very rare to take travel sizes. I like my big bottles with me. So I think that would be a really good going to the caravan bag for all of the toiletries that I need to take as well. I'll be able to stand them all in upright and be able to transport them around. Lots of uses for all of those bags, I think, Ben.
This is the Savvy Shopper bag turned inside out. I prefer it this way because it really does, doesn't it? Eh? It is colour coordinated, £67.50 for the dies for the lot there. So get those in your basket, check them out, because I have a feeling they are going to be very, very popular indeed. Right, get in touch on the socials. We've got plenty to be chatting about. Any questions for Leanne, anything you want to ask, anything you want to know. And as I say, we want to know what you have been learning over the course of the last few days. I have learnt I've also learnt the word capacious, which is rather marvellous. What are you going to be showing us then? You're going to be doing this bag first up, Leanne, yeah?
Absolutely we are. We're going to be having a look at the reversible pocket tote. And I do like this one. This, for me, out of that three, this is the one I think I'll make the most.
Yeah.
And this is the one I was saying I think it would be great to be able to take all of my stuff to the caravan in it. And I'm just going to show you what I mean by that. Because what you've got with this bag, it's great. You've got a nice long handle on it. So when I've got all of my toiletries in it, I can get from the car to the caravan quickly. But then I like the fact that it's got a good amount of stretch on there. And then I can get a nice flat bottom on it. So I'm going to be able to get my bottles piled inside. And then of course, with this little bit that I'm going to show you, you've got fab little usable pocket on here as well that can go all the way through, so it can be a little bit like a kangaroo pocket, but actually with a little bit of detailed stitching just down the center, you could have two very separate pockets on the front as well. And you've been following our demonstrations for a long time. You'll know you can put your little zip pockets inside if you want to, etc., etc. And then with it being reversible, this goes inside out. looks still beautiful from the opposite side. Love that. But then the pocket element now is hidden away inside, but you've just got an internal storage pocket in there. So incredibly usable, and you'll soon find out very, very simple to put together. Okay, so first things first, you get your beautiful package, and then what you get inside are full instructions, always, with anything we do with Threaders or Crafters Companion. So you get a description of all of the dies on there, what the different dies are, and you can see that we tell you what each of the different dies will do for you. And then inside, we tell you what to cut from what materials, we tell you the order to put it all together, how to finish it off, and at the end you will have your beautiful bag. So everything you need is included in the package, the dies and all of the instructions, which is incredibly important. So first things first, we're going to cut a couple of pieces out because you want to see how fantastically clever these dies are. And I'm going to be using a piece of our red faux leather. Do you know, Ben, I have made, I can't even tell you how many leather tote bags I have actually made with this faux leather. Because every time I make one and go somewhere with it, the person's house, or, you know, if we've gone out for the day, always says to me, that's a fabulous bag, you can get loads in it wherever you get that. I'm like, oh, I made it out of our faux leather. Yeah. Oh, I'd love one of them. And I said, well, do you want this one? They'll go, oh, yes, please. And then I'm like, oh, okay, then take all my stuff out of it, give the bag away, come home, have to make another one. And I've done that about 10 times, you know, Ben.
You should sell them.
Well, it's family and friends, isn't it? What can you do? It's family and friends,
you should sell them cheaper.
Yeah, well, maybe I should. Maybe I just say, here, you can have it for the cost of the materials. I don't know. But as it is, they always get lovely faux leather bag gifts from me. And really used all the time. I've got one of them at home. If I remember tonight, I'll try and put a little photograph on for
that'd
you.
Be great.
I've got one at home that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Don't know. Capacious.
No, it's not capacious. No, not capacious, Ben. Not that word. No, the word I'm looking for is, I've had it for a long time. That's not one word.
That's not.
It's several words. I've had it for an awful long time. I've had it since we first did faux leather, and I believe that is about 6 years ago here at Threaders, Crafters Companion, and I made it the first time, and that particular bag, that navy one, is still going strong today, and it's carried bags of potatoes, bottles of gin, weekend away. It's carried laptops and half computers. It's had everything crammed in there, and it's incredibly strong when you stitch it together. It just lasts and lasts and lasts. They're fantastic, really they are. They get better with age.
The black and the indigo proving really popular as far as the faux leather is concerned. Remember to take advantage of that deal because we've got low stocks on the faux leather, and actually 2 of the colours have already gone. So you're obviously you're cutting the faux leather with the dies from the set. How many layers can you cut through them with the faux leather? So
with the faux leather, I wouldn't do more than 2, to be honest. I think I would stick with the 2, Ben, because, I mean, I have done up to 3 at home, but sometimes you can struggle a little bit. Yeah. So don't push the boundaries if you don't need to push the boundaries. Just, you know, do what it is that is comfortable. And you can see it's done there for me, those 2 layers really easily. What I didn't do was get the die right up to the end of the fold. So all I need to do is just snip that away to the end of the fold, and that's good to go.
Brilliant.
So just to remind you, you fold your fabric in half, you take your die and you line that up, turn that over. Is that the right way? Got to get it right, Leanne. You line up this edge of the die with the fold of your fabric, like that. And then when you run it through and cut it, as I just have, you then reveal a full, perfectly shaped bag bottom piece.
Amazing.
So that's how the dies work, okay? So you're going to do that and get that ready. And then I'm also going to do the same for the little top that's going to go on my pocket. And just so you can get a visual of what we're about to create, this is going to be the front of my bag. So I've got the red faux leather piece at the bottom, and then I've got this little piece of decorative fabric from that lovely fabric with enchanted fabric we've got on. So, and I've got that on the reverse as well. So we're just using those. Now, this little die we need here is going to do that pocket top. So again, what I'm doing is I'm finding the fold. There's my fold. Do exactly the same here as I did with my red leather. Line up the end of the die with the fold of the fabric. And then I like to always use just a little bit of repositionable tape just to keep that still. When you're doing something like this, which is crucial for positioning, and that end of the die being on the fold of the fabric, a little bit of repositionable tape always helps you just keep things still and not regret that you didn't do that later, having things moving around inside the machine. Pop your sandwich together and then run it through the Gemini. And actually these smaller pieces would go in the Junior.
And the point of these dies again is all about, isn't it, making it a lot easier for you. So if you are a complete beginner like me, these are an absolute godsend, aren't they?
Absolutely. These, so, you know, one of the things when I first started soft crafting, when I started making bags and things and using my sewing machine, that used to really, well, I would say put me off isn't the right word, but I used to get worried about, I had anxiety about, should I say, was cutting things out accurately.
Yes.
Because often in sewing, the things, especially in dressmaking, they need to be cut out really accurately for things to be fit together properly in the correct jigsaw so that you get the perfect placement and the perfect function. And so if you've got dies like this and you're worried about that, then of course that makes that all incredibly simple and immediate for you because it cuts the perfect sized pieces out, you can see here. And then these two, I'm going to sew them together in a sec. So you'll see that'll go on here and then that'll get sewed and then that'll make the pocket. And it makes it absolutely perfect for you. There you can see there. The other thing is though, Ben, if you are an experienced sewist, I would say these are perfect for you too, especially if you're doing, you know, when I was saying about my 4 leather bags and you were saying, sell them?
Yeah, sell them.
Actually, if you are a more experienced sewist and you're wanting to do little craft fairs, or if you're wanting to set yourself up with a Facebook page where you sell a few of those things that you've made, having a set of dies like this, which just make the cutting quicker and more accurate. So you've got all of the pieces, you can batch cut a whole pile, 10 bags, and then sew the same thing every time, do the same thing at the same time, whiz it through your machine. You'll have 10 bags done in an afternoon. And having the dies to help you do that, be it Christmas presents or for selling, is going to make that so much quicker and more precise for you. Make the whole experience of sewing more pleasurable.
And that's it, isn't it? Because again, you know, I say this is me talking from experience. I'm not, but I can imagine having done a little bit this weekend. That's the bit that you want to get onto, isn't it? You don't want to have to be sat there forever measuring and, you know, cutting and worrying whether you've got the right size. So with, you know, with die sets like this, you know that you're going to get an accurate cut every time. You know that the pieces are going to fit beautifully, and you can get on to the fun bit of actually making. So again, as a complete newbie, you could potentially put one of these together well, pretty swiftly, really, couldn't you? I
would say incredibly swiftly, actually. And you know what? You've hit the nail on the head there, Ben.
Yeah.
Because one of the most time-consuming thing in soft craft, and you'll all agree, and you experienced sewists out there, you'll agree, is the preparation. The actual sewing together really doesn't take very much time at all and isn't difficult if you've got all of your pieces correct. But the cutting out and the accurate cutting out is the thing that takes the time to allow your sewing, your jigsaw pieces to go together. So having some dies like this not only takes the worry out of it for you, but it reduces the time as well, so you can get straight onto the good stuffs, you know, more or less immediately.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to sew this together. I'm sewing my pocket top to my 4 leather bottom just as we go through here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take it slowly. That's the other thing I would say as a top tip. If you've got a machine with an adjustable speed, don't feel you have to go at it like a Formula 1 racing driver.
Yeah.
Just take your time. Our Bernie's a Formula 1 racing driver.
Yeah.
I've got to always check the speed of the machine before I start using it after Bernie's been on it, because you put it and it's out, you have no time.
No word of a lie, when we were sewing over the weekend, so me and my daughter were having a bit of a go, and initially I was sort of in charge of, like, you know, pushing the material through the machine, and she was in charge of the pedal. Well, let me just tell you, she put the pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal.
That's what you're doing. So just need to take it a little bit easy. Just go easy on the pedal, Daisy. Easy on the pedal.
Bless her, that's so fabulous. Dear. Oh dear. Now I've lost a piece somewhere. Let me find it.
Just whilst you're looking, talking to sewing machines, Nikki on Facebook says, "Can I ask what sewing machine that you're using, please?"
You absolutely can. I'm using our Threaders Stitch Pro machine. It's computerized, so it thinks for you. It's got the adjustable speed on that I was just talking about, so you can set the speed, and then even if you do put pedal to the metal, foot to the floor, it won't go faster than the speed you've selected on there.
Wish I got one of those machines.
You've got a reverse stitch on there. You've got your needle down. You've got, oh my word, I can't even, 99 stitches, and then a whole 2 alphabets, uppercase and lowercase, and then a whole range of fancy stuff, and you've got your buttonholes, and you've got all your quilting stitches on there. Have a look on the website. It's absolutely brilliant. It's an excellent machine, Ben. It really is. Oh, and you've got an automatic needle threader on there as well. So I would repeat that process with the same die. So I've got my little bit done there, and that's going to be my pocket. And then I would repeat the process with the lining fabric for my pocket, but I've already sewn that together. Then what you would do is put these both together right sides together and stitch down. Here we go. You're going to stitch down this curve and this curve here. Now I'm not going to do that because I've already got it done here and I want to move on fast so you can see how the whole bag goes together. So I've got those together, right sides, stitch here and here, then turn it inside out. When you turn it inside out, you've got this piece here, which has been stitched, and then you've got the lovely lining on your pocket there. And you can see there, if I just turn it the other way out, you'll see exactly what I did, exactly what I've just explained to you. So you stitch down the two curves, turn it the right way, and then you've got your pocket ready to go on your bag, which has been lined beautifully.
Amazing.
And you can also do, using the stitches, a little decorative stitch, just to top stitch it there if you want to. Choice is yours, okay? So that's that little bit ready. Then what we do is take the dies that are left in the packet. Let me just find my dies for you. Here they are. And we cut the bag outer and inner. Now the bag outer and inner will be this die here. And again, you're going to cut it on the half fold. And the same die that I used to cut the red faux leather. And you would do the same with the lining fabric and then stitch them together along the line there to give you that full bag piece. And you do that twice. You do it with your fabric and then you do exactly the same with your wadding so that you can have them padded and lined. And then your wadding just gets stick and sprayed to the reverse of the piece that you've just put together. And this is two pieces. There's the stitch line. Stitch them together. You're ready. Now this is your bag panels for the outside of the bag. And they're going to go together like that. Okay, so first things first, we're going to stitch the pocket on the front of the bag.
Okay.
So there's my ready prepared pocket. And here it goes here. Just line it up nicely. And I like to take my time just to make sure that I've got it in a nice lined up place and that it's nice and central. A top tip, Ben, for getting it nice and central sometimes is to fold this in half and do a sharp pinch. Okay. To fold the piece that you're going to line up in half, do a sharp pinch. Yes. And then line up the two pinch marks. And if you do that, you then know you've got it lovely and central and you can pull and push everything back out to where it needs to go. And you can see because we've used the dies, that fits absolutely beautifully for sewing it together. So then what we're going to do now is just tack. So this is just a big stitch and we're going to tack around here just to keep that still while we do the rest of the work. We're tacking here while we keep it still. What I then do is clip the other sides of my bag. I don't want my clips in the way here and I can't clip it here. And if you're doing it from faux leather, you wouldn't want to be putting pins through here either to get marks. So actually, just to keep things still, what I do is I go around the outside with my little clips that I've got here.
Clips, aren't they?
Really handy. And you definitely need these if you're using your faux leather. Top tip from me, number however many I've told you today, is never to pin your faux leather. Okay. Because you'll not get that pin mark out. So use your clips. And I'm just going to tack around here, Ben.
Angela says, I have my machine set to different speeds depending on my project. I keep it on slow for the children too for safety. Yeah, that's always a good tip. By the way, if you want to go for the clips, we do have those on the website for you as well. Very handy to have, certainly. 15 packs for $6.99. Deal. There, you need to get those, seriously. Must say hello, loads of people getting in touch today. Sarah in Melbourne, Diana in Indianapolis, Margie from Indiana. Shaddai says, good morning, Ben and Leanne from chilly cold Ottawa, Canada. Hello, crafty friend, and a good morning to all. Hope you're staying safe. Yes, Ben, I saw your sewing. Yes, it was all right, wasn't it? It wasn't too bad. I mean, nothing of this sort of standard, but this is where I'm going next. This is where I'm going. I need to get me one of those, one of the Gemini machines, and then need to get some of these dies to get going. It's funny how you can pick something up, because I was worried, you see, about just the whole thing of using the machine, but now I've kind of conquered the fear of using the machine. I feel like I could make anything. Do you know what I mean?
You can, but it's just straight lines, isn't it, Ben? Yeah, well, honestly, it's just straight lines or stitching round a curve. Yeah. And you know, if you take your time, what can go wrong? And if something does go wrong, it's just a bit of fabric and you can do it again. And actually, when you've got all of the precise pieces like this, there's very, very little that can go wrong, to be fair. And if there is just a little bit of something, put a button on it. Well, yeah. Cover it, make it a design feature. Do you know what I mean? I've done that a lot. Well, there's lots of design features in the gifts that I've made for people in the past.
So you think of butterflies for your paper craft and then buttons for your soft craft?
Absolutely. Butterfly and paper craft, buttons and soft craft, 100%. Now, what we're going to do now is the handles. handles, and we've given you a fabulous die in here. I love this one, to cut the perfect handle strip for you. And getting the precise strip can be tricky sometimes. What this does is only cut on the left, on the top and bottom. The left and right do not cut, which means when you fold your fabric, and this can be, you know, from those design rolls that we've got, Ben.
Yes.
Fantastic for your bag strips to get alongside your bigger pieces, so you don't waste your bigger pieces cutting out a strip for your handle. Design strips are perfect for this. What you would do is fold it in half, then back on itself in half, and then back down again, and then do the same as if you're making a fan, which means you've got all of your fold, 1, 2, 3 fold lines there, and then you've got your raw edges on this side. And then all you do is line your die over the top like that. It only cuts on the top and bottom, it does not cut on the left and right. So if you had a longer piece of fabric, you could still do the same. And then what will happen is when you do that, it will cut you the perfect sized bag handle strip out. And if you want a longer handle, you do that twice. You join it and you make a longer handle.
Got you.
It's absolutely easy to do, and it gives you lovely precise strips to work with. All you then do is turn in 1/4 inch from each side. You press that, which gives you this. Do 2 of these, put them back to front together like that. Top stitch down either side, and you've got the beautiful top stitched double-sided handle for your bag. Okay, so I've done that twice for you. Then what we're going to do is put these in place. So to put them in place with a bag handle, this is what I always, to make sure you don't get a twist in your bag handle. You don't want that. What you do is you lie it flat, and then from both sides, you bring those up and lie them flat against where you're going to sew them, which then twists the handle correctly so you don't get a twist.
Twist.
That's what that's called. It's called a twist. You don't get a twist.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then I pin it. And I will take the pins out when I come to stitch it together. Okay. So you do this on the front and you do it on the back, Ben.
There's lots of love for the fabric, lots of love for these bags as well. Tonya says, what a great bag. Carla on YouTube, the bag collections are amazing. Yeah, so make sure you get your hands on the fabric. We've got that faux leather on the show as well for you. And then the pattern packs, of course, as well. All the details about the Enchanted Forest on the bottom there for you. You've got the 4 different designs, depending on whether you're going for the fat quarters or the strip rolls, however you want to do it. But it's just gorgeous, and as you can see, it works beautifully with the faux leather. The mustard faux leather has actually taken the lead, you see, because it's Leanne suggested, you see, because that was your tip, wasn't it? The mustard with this fabric here, which is the blue, is it the mini blooms that one's called? The forest blooms, mini blooms. Forest floors, I knew it was something. Yeah, so I mean, you can see how that works beautifully together. So yeah, there you go. Your top tip of the mustard's flying out the door now, Leanne. I'm pleased to hear it. It is beautiful. It's very classy, isn't it? And it's incredibly on trend. There's a lot of mustard everywhere, isn't there? And I would actually, in fact, I'm going to, after the show, if there's any left, leave me some, please. Because I'm going to get some and make them for gifts for Christmas, some faux leather tote bags. Right, so I've done my handle placement. I've done it on my little pocket front piece here. And I've done it on the reverse of my bag there. So now what I need to do is right sides together. And right sides together, keep your handles out the way, just in there. Right sides together literally means that, right sides together. And then I'm going to stitch around the entire circumference of this bag, Ben. Okay. And I'm just going to put a couple of clips in and then literally stitch around the whole thing, all the sides. Well, whilst you're stitching, lots of hellos coming in. Nice little congratulations as well from Sarah, who says, hello Leanne, congratulations on your new beautiful granddaughter. Sending my love and best wishes from me in Melbourne, Australia. We've also got hi from Fred in Michigan. Tall Chicky says good morning. And Diana says, glad you're showing Ben with your little girl. Great memories. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having a lot of fun, trying something new. But listen, if you want to get involved and take advantage of these deals, get in quick. The faux leather's flying. The mustard, a third of that stock has gone ever since Leanne said she's been using that in her crafting. Then that's been flying out the door. But go for that. We've got a third of the indigo has gone. But I mean, we've got a whole host of beautiful colours still available for you as well. As I said, you can check out the full list or the full stock, if you like, on our website, but there's just a few more of them there for you. Whoa, a bit blurry there. What's I going to say? Oh yes, and also if you want to get in touch on the socials, we are after, please, things that you've learned recently, whether it be in the world of crafting or whether you've learnt a new fact that you're impressing your friends with. What have you learned recently? Get in touch on Facebook or either YouTube, and we'll read out some of your amazing facts over the course of the next hour and a half or so. As I've said, for me, gradually, slowly but surely, learning how to sew, and also today. They always say every day's a school day, don't they? Today I've learned the word capacious, which, yeah, I'm going to try and get that into a proper sentence before the end of the show. So do get those in. Deanna on YouTube says, I bought these dies and realised they didn't fit the junior, so I bought the big Gemini because I didn't want to send the dies back. I think... yeah, you will need to go for the big Gemini if you haven't got the machine yet, but you can do that. And of course, these dies are just absolutely amazing. Just makes life easy for you. You're not having to measure. You're not having to kind of... Well, I think it gets you to the fun bit more quickly, doesn't it? That's the point. You know, you're not having to measure. You're not having to do all the cutting because your machine does it for you with those dies. And again, not thinking about just cutting through cotton. You can cut through a variety of different materials as well. Definitely worth going for. And the fact you get 3 different types of bag for $67.50, and like Leanne's been saying, you know, with Christmas on the horizon, I don't mind saying that now, make to sell. Why not? Because it'll be here before you know it, won't it, Leanne? It'll be here in an absolute flash. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I know it isn't at the minute, but here in the UK, we would usually have the X Factor on by now, wouldn't we? Oh, yes, we would. And when the X Factor starts, which is usually August, that's just countdown to Christmas, isn't it? You just know that you're ramping up to the Christmas final. So it'll be here in an absolute flash. And if you are making presents for Christmas, and I do think that's a really lovely thing to do, and certainly I know in the recent years, I've been doing that for about the last 10 years. Sarah and I have been making each other Christmas presents for about 10 years. Yes, we do every year. But I've also been doing it for my family for about 8 years now. And honestly, they're always the most gratefully received and the most used. They're the things that they really like, and then when it wears out, they're like, can you make me another one? Because I loved it. Or I gave mine away because somebody liked it. Can you make me another one? Honestly, stop it. They do it a lot, Ben. Well, but this is the thing though, isn't it? Again, you know, you think about doing this for the first time this year, it's then something which you can then challenge yourself to do year on year, make different things, make different ideas. And as we've said, you know, potentially not this year, but, you know, when the world hopefully gets back to some sort of normality, making these bags to sell, you know, with the other pattern packs that we've got, you know, making the cushions to sell, all these kind of things. And before you know it, you've got a little sideline as well, haven't you, to kind of keep you going. And stuff for yourself as well. If you can, you know, whip up one of these bags in what? I mean, an experienced soft crafter would do one of these in how long? What? Oh, cutting out the pieces as well? Yeah. An hour and a half. Seriously? Yeah, absolutely. Very easily. Because, I mean, we're doing this and talking and going backwards and forwards with each other. I mean, all I really had done was a couple of little bits of panels put together. Yeah. It would, you know, if we just had the time to sit and do it, an hour and a half, and you'd be done. Can I give everybody another top tip with regard to the faux leather? Yes. So with faux leather, don't stitch on a short stitch length. Right. Always elongate your stitch length. Why so? So, because what can happen is, because of the faux leather, which is a kind of a vinyl, it's a PU, if you like, and you've still got that woven back, what can happen is, if you pierce it too close together too often, you can get a perforation. So it's actually stronger if you do a longer stitch length. So for your actual sewing, it's a stitch length I would always recommend of 4, and for your top stitching on faux leather, a stitch length of 5. Right. Top tips, there you go, note that all down. As I said, very, very busy for all of the material that we've got on the show today. Any more questions, get those in. Anything you want to show as well. I know we've got some pictures coming which we'll have a look at in just a bit, but if there's any projects you've been making recently, maybe you've already got some of these pattern packs and you want to show us the bags that you've made, or maybe you've made one of the weekend bags that we've got. We would love to see all of those as well. Just to mention, we're going to come on to the builder block in just a little bit. That is flying out of the door. It's back in stock and it's proving very, very busy. More on that in just a bit. But talking of bags, we have a beautiful bag which Caroline's put together. Take a look at this. That is amazing. There you go, you see. So Caroline took Leann's advice, bought these dies, and there you go. She is now a fully fledged, addicted bag maker, and this is the brilliant thing. Again, of course, we're showing you some amazing fabrics and the faux leathers on this show, but think of all of the fabric that you've got, all of the fabric that you can buy. You can completely personalize the bag to your taste, to how you want it. And again, talking about making things for friends and family, you'll know what particular friends and family will like as far as colors, schemes and materials and all these kind of things go. You've got the ability to be able to completely customize something for a friend or family member, and again, make it totally unique. And that's the point, like Leann was saying earlier on. People say, well, where did you get that from? Where can I buy it? Well, you can't, because I made it. And again, that's the joy of it, surely.
100% it is, and nobody else has got one. And also when you're making, I always like to think when you're making gifts for people, Ben, when I'm doing that, because life is very busy and I don't have loads of time, we don't always see people as much as we want to, especially not now. What I'm giving people when I do that is a gift of my time, and my time is one of the most precious things to me. So it's something that's being made with love, and I've spent time making for somebody, thinking about them while I'm making it. I think that's a very precious thing to be able to give somebody, and I think that's why handmade presents are very well received at Christmas time. So what I've done is repeat that process that I used for the bag outers, but for the bag inside. So this is making the lining, and I've just done that in a contrast, 2 pieces. We talked about how we cut them out and we sew them together, and then I've just sewn around the inside, but what I have done is left a hole in the bottom. And the hole in the bottom is so that I can pull the whole bag through it once we've sewn it together, and you won't be able to see how it was sewn together. So you need to always have right sides together. So because this is inside out, and I've got my right side inside the bag, I'm going to have this the right side in, and this is the right side out. And then this gets popped inside of here and lined up. So we're going to line up the handle areas, and then I'm going to use my little clips to clip them in place again.
That's the thing you got to remember, isn't it? Sorry, this is great for me personally, as I say, because I'm now on this journey, but it's remembering which way you sew things around and what goes where, isn't it? Because a couple of things that we did at the weekend, we ended up sewing it and we realised we'd put the material
them inside out. So if you have your lining like I had it, you put it inside the bag. If you have it the other way, you put the inside of the bag in the outside. As long as you've either got wrong sides together or right sides together, which side you put inside the other bit really doesn't matter. As long as the pattern is to the pattern, or the lining is to the lining. It doesn't matter which way you do it, as long as they are both facing each other. And then it will all come out right in the end. And of course, don't forget you can watch this show back whenever you like, via our website or on YouTube as well. So if you're following this particular demonstration, you can rewind it, pause it, slow it down, however you want to do. The next thing I always do, Ben, is make sure, so I've clipped it where my handles are there. Then what I do is I just make sure I've pushed my lining in, and then I find my seam for the lining, and I find my seam for my outer, and I make sure that I get those perfectly aligned, nested, and you can feel where the stitch is, where they join, and I've got that between my fingers, and I fold one to the left, one to the right. That makes it nice and smooth going through your foot plate, means you're not stitching through too many layers of fabric. Nests it beautifully and make sure the seams line up on the outside, just makes it look a little bit more professional. So then you just line it up exactly as we did before there, one to the left, one to the right, clip it in place, and then when you stitch over them it'll be nice and flat, and it'll all be lined up for you when you turn it the right way in. The faux leather is proving really popular. We thought the mustard was in the lead, with a third of the stock has gone, but hang on a minute. The red is coming up on the rails and it's now taken the lead. Excuse me, getting very excited about that. So the red is now the most popular. We've got the mustard available for you as well. We've got the white on here, the indigo. Oh, hello. Destroying the set again. Take a look at some of this. Look at the gold we've got on here as well. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. All these colours are still available for you, but as I've said, they are going very fast indeed. Check out the web for all of the colours that we have available. I know we did have, I think, light green, which is sold out, maroon, which is sold out. I'm making a right old mess again here, aren't I? But get yours whilst you can, because the faux leather is going very popular, as is our material as well. I'll give you a full recap on that in just a few moments time, but very, very busy right across the board. How are you getting on over there? I'm just going going round the outside, Ben, so I haven't got much more to do. So I'm going right round all of the pieces that were still left exposed.
Okay.
So we're just stitching around where the handles are. And then what I like to do as well, where the handles are, I like to reverse, go back over the full area where the handle is, come forward again. So they've had 3 lines of stitching. That means I've really reinforced that. So I've got good reinforcement where my handles are. Means I can put more weight in my bag when I'm using it and not worry about that stitch coming away. And especially if you're gifting, that's really important, because you don't want them to put something in their bag and then have the blooming handles drop off. Do you know what I mean? That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be good at all. So that's what I like to reverse over them for that reason.
Gilmore on YouTube says, I'm so glad you're featuring bag dyes. You guys seem to be the only company that makes fabric cutting dyes for bags. Thank you so much. Looking forward to getting these. I mean, I don't know. I personally don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, it's a brilliant thing, isn't it? Whichever way you look at it. I
actually don't know whether it's true or not, to be honest, Ben. But to be fair, I can't say, and I mean, I'm a soft craft is what I do as a hobby, that and crochet, and I can't remember ever seeing them anywhere else, to be honest. So, that is a very valid point and a good observation.
What did you ever do before these amazing dyes, eh? That's the thing. Took ages. That was it, wasn't it? Having to measure and, you know, cut things and worry about, you know, making sure you got the right sizes and everything. This is all about ease of use. And don't forget, with this collection as well, 13 dyes in total to allow you to make the 3 different styles of bag, which are, of course, reversible as well. £67.50 or $83.50, really busy right across the board for these. And, you know, like Leann says, the kind of thing that you'll come back to time and time and time again, getting all sorts of different material, making lots of different designs for, you know, friends and family, and really personalizing the bag to how you want it to be. I just think you're onto an absolute winner with this collection particularly. Get some of that fabric in your basket as well, particularly that faux leather, which is proving really, really popular. And before you know it, well, you'll be making some absolute cracking bags as well.
I'm going to try and channel my inner Bernie. Yeah. And go a bit faster.
Okay.
I'm nearly there.
Pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
Just whilst we're finishing off the bag, let us just show you everything that you're going to get within your die collection. So, yeah, we've got your reversible pocket tote bag, which is your first one. Remember, 2-in-1, totally reversible. So you get all of the dies that you need there to get going with that. Also included within the collection, I mean, this is just brilliant, isn't it? Your vintage clutch bag. I can show you some samples here in the studio in just a few moments' time. Again, everything you need to be able to put that together. And then finally, within this collection, you've got your savvy shopper bag. And I tell you what, if you are taking advantage of this deal, you are a savvy shopper in my eyes, because you've got the ability to make these bags, which are absolutely superb. This is your savvy shopper bag. And again, what I love about this, I mean, again, you'll choose the material that you want, you know, depending on exactly. I think this one does suit me quite nicely, actually, doesn't it? You know, the fact that it is totally reversible as well, I just think is absolutely beautiful. So that's your little savvy shopper bag. Then you've also got, you know, for your evening, you've got your little clutch bag in there as well. Not quite sure that one's quite my style, but you know, nice and easy. Well, it does colour coordinate. It does. Maybe I'll wear this out tonight. You know, I'll go out for a bit of dinner or something. I think Joe's in the house. Maybe I'll treat him. And then I won't. I'm quite mean. And last but by no means least, you've got your pocket tote bag as well. And again, possibilities really are endless here as well. Great if you are new to this too. Great if you're, you know, kind of just getting into it. Very, very quickly indeed. You're making beautiful products just like this, and just like Leann's been doing, literally in the space of, I reckon, about half an hour, whilst we've just been chatting and, you know, kind of having a bit of a chin wag.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad, is it, Ben? So what I did was I put the inside in, and then I went round all of the outside here, right round where I matched up the seams, right round the other way, and I went back and back and back where my handles are. Then, because I left a hole in the bottom of my lining, what you do is you put your hand in there. What I do is grab the handles, actually, because that helps you bring it back through. So you can bring that through, and you literally push the whole bag through that hole at the bottom of your lining. And because you made sure you got your right sides together or your wrong sides together, however you prefer to do it, what then happens is the whole thing turns out perfectly.
Hey, that's brilliant.
And you can make yourself a beautiful, and I'll spend time to punch it all out for you, where you can then start popping things in your bag. And then what you do is you just push out the sides. And I've noticed here, look, I haven't quite caught that little bit of leather there. So I'm going to, while we're having a look at some of the things, I'm going to turn it back out and catch that, because that would annoy me. And obviously you can't give it with that bit sticking out there. But then when I've done that, you'll see you've got a fab bag with your handles in place.
Love it.
And then just give it a little bit of a press and give it a shake. And I'm going to put this, I'm not going to stitch the lining, Ben, because I want to fix it.
Yeah.
Because actually what I'll do is I'll push this on my Facebook page and I'll send it out as a gift to somebody. Same as we've managed to finish the bag. So to be able to do that, I'm going to make sure that I catch that little bit in there. But there you go. There we are.
How cool is that? How amazing is that? And again, no faff, no hassle, no worry, all done in, well, moments really. I mean, if I hadn't been here rabbiting away, Leanne will probably have finished that in about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. But the point is, again, with this collection and with all of these dies, it makes life easy for you. You don't have to worry about cutting, you don't have to worry about measuring. It's all just done for you. The fabric's cut out, it's ready to go. And you get on to the fun part, really, very, very quickly indeed. And you know what? If you're a beginner, very, very quickly, you're going to find yourself becoming more and more experienced. And actually, if you're already, you know, kind of way down the road as far as your soft crafts are concerned, you're going to be making these in next to no time. Now listen, we've got so many things on the show for you, haven't we? Loads of goodies, loads of great fabric, the builder block, these great collections as well. And if you're wondering on how easy it is to shop the show, well, we can show you how easy it is. Have a look at this. Here it comes. Anytime now. There it is.
Hi, I'm Joe from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can grab the best deals and shop whilst you watch during our shows. So the best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. Head on over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV. You can see all of our shows, offers, and even shop while you watch. Now if you want to get involved and comment along, head over to our Facebook page. Come say hello, ask us some questions, and lol with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even AirPlay directly onto your big screen. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day.
Rosalind on Facebook says, I have the small bag dies. These would make great little stocking stuffers. That's a great word, isn't it? Stuffers. Michelle knits for you on YouTube. When I get back into sewing, definitely coming to CC. This beats measuring and cutting, which I never seem to get totally right. Exactly, beats measuring and cutting, doesn't it? This is the way to go. Seriously, get these dies. I mean, why would you want to spend ages measuring stuff and cutting stuff when you have these, which will literally do it all for you in a matter of moments? I mean, seriously, I'm getting some. Claire on YouTube says, good afternoon, gorgeous Leanne and Ben. I popped on this morning on the web to see what goodies are in store today. I always love the show. I really need to try these bag making dies. Absolutely, you do need to try these, honestly. Gorgeous bag, says Gilmore. Ben, it's great you're sewing with your daughter. Bonding time, exactly, that's what it's all about. And one here from Rebecca Arnold on Facebook who says, it's my birthday today and I'm starting it out properly with Crafters TV. Well, Rebecca, from everyone here at Crafters TV, happy birthday! Right. Very exciting once again here, because you may or may not know, if you've been watching over the course of the last few days, that it is our end of summer sale.
That was impressive.
Wasn't that good, eh?
It was very impressive.
We'll get it a bit tighter next time. So this is all about shopping on the web and getting deals up to 70% off, but we've all basically gone on the web and picked sort of our favourites from the deals that are there. So we're going to bring to you our top 10 picks. Now, we're going to do Leanne's top 10 picks now, and we're going to do this like one of those, remember the old the chart countdowns back in the day? We're going to do that. So cue the chart music. And over to Leanne for number 10.
We've got embroidery stranded cotton.
You can You can take this home for $2.25 or $3.25, over 70% off.
Can you tell that that was my first time? I'll get better, Ben. I'll get better. I'm letting you down. Embroidery stranded cotton is perfect. That's your embroidery floss for doing all of your monogramming, for your embroidery, etc., etc. Faster, Leanne, move on.
And a new entry at number 9
is our coaster kit, and this coaster kit is fantastic for gifting. It's fantastic for making little decorations for your home, and everything you need is in the box. Cheap as chips.
$4.25 or $6.25. That is a 70% saving. And in at number 7.
We've got a cloud cushion. Sorry, I'll get faster. I'm sorry.
I've got a feeling as well, Leanne, by the way, you've only got 9 items, haven't you? Because the first one sold out, so this is number 6.
And it could go on for the next hour and a half. Who knows? The cloud cushion, everything you need in the box to make a gift. You've got the fabric, you've got the pattern, you've got the whole thing. All you need is your machine, or you could hand stitch it if you want to.
That is $5.75 or $8.25, over 70% off. And in at number 5.
Decorative panel dies. Decorative panel dies are fantastic with your faux leather that you've got on the show, because you can make fantastic patterned handbags, you can make patterned lampshades, you can do little panels for your curtains. It's absolutely fantastic. Use them for clutch bags. Very designer.
$3.50 or $5, that is over 70% off, and always a favourite at number 4.
We've got our lovely leaves. I really love these. These are the mini Hawaiian dies to do all of those lovely little applique pieces. Fantastic in the middle of your little quilted block. So if you're getting your Builder Block Plus, this would be amazing for putting little patterns inside of all your squares.
And time for the big top 3. Number 3.
Decorative. I've got 4.
Have you? Oh,
yeah. Well,
number 4.
That's why I'm looking. That's why I keep looking and thinking we're out of sync.
No one knows. Number 4.
Number 4 is the decorative retro panel die, which is also fantastic for cutting your faux leather and making really decorative little coasters. And let me just show you this. Look, amazing with your faux leather for coasters and for little panels, again for bags and things. I love those. Really useful.
$2.75 or $4.25, 70% off. I feel like we've been here before.
Yeah.
Number 3.
We've got a toe clutch and a torch clutch and bow set. Not a toe clutch, a torch clutch. I don't know what a toe clutch is.
That sounds like a wrestling move.
That's when you're on a roller coaster and you're hanging on to your flip-flops for grim death. That's a toe clutch. This is a torch clutch and bow set. And if you like the demonstration that we just did with the bags, this is a whole bag die set, and it's really classy.
No toe clutches here, only toe clutches. $14.75 or $20.75 or 40% off. And our second highest climber of the week at number 2
is our bowling bag. I love this one. Again, more bags will work exactly as you've just seen me demonstrate before. You've got all of the shapes that you need in there, and a bowling bag is classic.
At that price, it's gonna bowl you over. $8.75 or whatever the price was there for you. Oh no, it's there. $17.75 or $23.75. And our biggest new entry of the week at number 1, mate,
is our multimedia bag tab set. Now I've kept this to last because this is my number 1. This is my favourite out of all of those top picks. This is what you soft crafters and bag makers need in your life, because this is about key rings, but it's also about faux leather tabs with your D-rings to make your bags really classy. So you can stitch them on and then put your handle through that. You know, when you get a really high-end bag in the shop and you've got a bit of hardware with your handle wrapped around it. These will do this for you. If you get time in the shop, I'm going to show you how these work because they're exceptional.
That's tab-tastic, mate. Tab-tastic. $8.75 or $13.75, mate.
You were definitely smashing it nicely there, weren't you?
Bit slashy and dancey, mate. And then what? That was the voice I should have done from the start. And that was Leanne's top 10, almost 9, 8, 10 end of summer sale topping. Thank you. Good night. Oh dear.
Oh, I was hard work there, Ben. I'm sorry.
I tell you, it was fine. You know,
I'll be better next time.
It was the first time through. I think we got away with it. But the point is, we're having a bit of fun there. The point is, Rosalind saying you guys are hilarious. Well, we tried to be unintentionally, I think that time. And the point is, all those goodies are on our website. Check it out. The end of summer sale, 70% off. Loads of items there for you. So fill your baskets. Oh, I'll tell you what. If you enjoyed that chart rundown, join us a bit later, mate, for my top About 6 or 7, mate. I had about 10, but the loads have sold out, so we'll have some fun with that later on. By the cloud cushion we saw in Leann's top 9 is limited stock. Right, I need to go for a lie down. We're going to talk about the Gemini builder block next, because this is back in stock, and I tell you what, it is fantastic. Whenever this is in stock, it tends to fly because, again, this is all about making life easy for you. It's the 14-piece patchwork system plus, which we'll talk about. It's £100 or $139. No, today, $74.99 or $104.96. You're going to get your rectangle die set in here, your isosceles triangle, your half rectangle triangle, and a 52-page instruction booklet. Now, for those of you who know about this system, you'll know why it's so popular, but let's just go right back here, Leann, if we can. For people who are seeing this for the first time, tell us about the builder block system and why it's so clever.
Builder block, I've said so many times, builder block just changed my life when it came to quilting.
Yeah.
Because I was always terrified, and I did try a little bit of quilting before I had a builder block in my life, and it was okay, but it wasn't perfect because my cutting wasn't accurate.
Yeah.
I then got builder block, and actually my quilts just fell together. Because once you've got the correct, perfect piece cut to the right size, and then your 1/4 inch set on your machine, on your foot, it just all magically goes together, and it just made life so much easier and actually made me very proud of the finished piece. It also opened up a plethora of quilt designs that I would have just been and was intimidated by looking through magazines, on Instagram, on Pinterest, wherever I was looking for inspiration. I would always look at it and think, oh, I could never. All that cutting out and how accurate it's got to be. I'm going to get a charm pack and do squares. And that's what I did when I first started. Then builder block arrived. All of the really intimidating, scary stuff in here, done for me. I've just then got to sew it. And we've taught, once you start sewing, and if you go at your own pace and you take your time, it just all falls together and you can create some really spectacular pieces, Ben. You really can. And
I would imagine, so you've got the 3 different shapes in there, as I understand it, in the different sizes. With those then, I guess you've got the ability to make lots of different types of block, lots of different patterns, yeah?
Absolutely you have. And we've got a whole booklet in here which will show you that as well. Now, the thing I love about this Builder Block Plus system is it complements and extends the ability for you to use your Builder Block system that you've got at home.
Right.
However, if you don't have the Builder Block system, it will work on its own. So you could start with this one if you wanted to, and if you like it, get the other one later while it's on a deal. But they work together in tandem. Although they don't have to, they will work separately too, which is what I love, because then you've got a choice, haven't you? You can try one and then get one a little bit later, get one for a birthday, get one for Christmas, however you want to do it. So what you've got is your 3 drawers, and in your 3 drawers you will get your dies, and you can see these are the rectangle ones, and you can see you've got all of the different sizes you need there in your rectangle dies. Each of these drawers have an insert, and that insert tells you how to locate those dies back once you've used them. But then what it also does is tell you the sizes. So this one is a 3.5 by 6.5 inch die, and that is important when you come to read the pattern. The patterns are all included in this incredible booklet for you. Amazing. You get the inspiration, but look, you get all of the different ways of putting all of the different dies together with all of the different blocks, and you also get told what to cut out, which bits to sew together first, then how to assemble them to make a finished project or quilt. It really could not be easier, Ben. It's very, very simple. And you can see the instruction booklet we've got here, incredibly comprehensive.
Absolutely. And as I understand it, you can make 4-inch to 12-inch blocks of this again. You can. And it's all time saving as well. This is the point here.
Absolutely it is. Now we're going to make we're going to have a look at how to make on page 7 here, the Ninja block. Ooh. So for the Ninja block, when I'm looking at that, my Ninja star, for my Ninja star, for a 12-inch block, which is what I'm making, I need 8 6.5 half rectangle triangles, and I need 4 6.5 isosceles triangles. So I'll go to my drawers and find this is my isosceles triangle that I've got here. So I take my drawer out, and it said for isosceles I need 4 6.5. So the 6.5 die is the biggest die. So I remove that one, and I know that that's the one because I referred to my chart And the big one here says, that's your 6.5 inch die. You see, you don't have to think about anything. You literally find it, take it out the box, use it, and it's going to work for you. Could not be more simple. So I need that one out. And then I need out of this bottom drawer my half rectangle triangle, and I need the 6.5 inch of that one. So that's my largest one there. So I take that out. And then I'm just going to, oh, I've got a tickle. I'm just going to pop that drawer back there. That can go out the way for now, so it doesn't get in your way. I've got my 2 dies and my booklet, which will tell me how to sew them together in a second. And I've now got my Gemini plates. So I've got my bits of fabric ready too, Ben.
Do we need the Gemini machine to use with these?
Let me just check. Oh. I've got a junior plate down here. So we'll have a look at that, should we?
Yes.
If you're happy to cut one piece at a time with your, so the big one, the 6.5 inch isosceles, too big for the junior.
Right.
But the largest half square triangle will fit.
Okay.
Do you know what I would recommend, Ben?
What?
And do you know, this is a bit of a cheat and I probably shouldn't tell you.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, tell us anyway.
I have to tell you. Has anybody told you, Ben? So get the Gemini.
Yeah.
Right, get the Gemini. And you've got the big size then to do your big dies and what have you. And you've just got the big machine and you've got your big plates and you can. And then buy a set of junior plates. Because the junior plates fit widthways in the Gemini machine. So if you want to just do a smaller project and you want to just use your little dies and whiz it through faster rather than using the big plates, you've got everything you would get with a junior because you're using the plates, but it's just going widthways through your big machine.
Top tip there.
That would be my advice. That would be the little cheat that I would always advise everybody on. If you're ever in a quandary,
yes.
If you just know that you only ever do small projects, then of course the junior is fantastic. But if you're in a quandary thinking Gemini or junior, which one? Always go for the Gemini and get a set of junior plates. Always, and then you've got everything you need right there with the addition of whatever a set of plates costs.
Yes.
So I've got my fabric here laid out onto my plates, ready to go through my Gemini. And you can see I've cut roughly the size of my half square triangle there. I've cut roughly that size of fabric that I need, so I can line that up. And I've also got my full pieces here of my decorative piece, because if we remember, I need 8 half rectangle triangles, which is this shape here. So that's going to get cut on here, and I've got 4 pieces of this fabric. So there's 4 pieces there, and then 4 pieces of the other one for the block. So that would be my 8. So I'm going to go through my 8 all in one go here.
Is that the maximum you can cut through?
I've cut more, but 6 to 8 is what we recommend with the metal. Depends on the cotton. If it's this really good quality threaded cotton that we've got here, I think 8 is about the maximum you're going to be able to achieve.
Yeah.
If you're using, a more budget cotton or a poly cotton maybe, or, sometimes you can get cotton that isn't quite the quality of quilting cotton as we've got here for you, the really high-end stuff, because it's been on a good deal, then I've cut 10 to 12 layers of that in the past, Ben, easily. So it really does depend on the thickness and quality and weave of the fabric. Yep. But if you're using a high-end quality quilting cotton, you can easily achieve 8.
And if we were cutting through that faux leather as well, that would be less. 2. Yeah. 2
for the faux leather. For a canvas, for like a thick linen or a canvas, 2 to 4. Faux leather 2. Felt, you can go 4 to 6. You'll get a feel for it, and we do give you guides, and you can, what's the end of the world is you put it through and one of the layers haven't cut, but all the top layers have. You're going to try it out for yourself, and you're going to find out what the particular material that you're cutting needs, with a little bit of trial and error. And then what I've got is a little notebook, just one of those little ones at the side of my Gemini at home, and a pen. And when I do that and I've worked out what works for me, I just quickly turn to a page and write at the top, quilting cotton, this plate, that many layers, and then I know when I go back next time, that's what I did, and this is what I'm going to do this time. Yeah. Just makes it easier for you. So once you've got that taped in place and you're ready to go, just run it through your machine.
Lots of love for the builder block. Jan on Facebook says, love my builder block, been sewing since high school. I graduated over 50 years ago, made so many quilts, but now instead of weeks or months, it only takes a few days. This is the point. It takes, you can see that hours and days off doing a project. Michelle on Facebook says, the builder block kits are amazing. Making a quilt is super quick and easy now. It is a game changer for sure. Game changer, Leanne.
Do you know what it really is? You can't is it underestimate or overestimate, whichever one it is, but you can't underestimate the impact it's going to make on your quilty journey, and how much easier it's going to be for you, and how much more fun you're going to have, because as I said earlier there, quite honestly, I was incredibly intimidated. I'm trying to find my tape. Incredibly intimidated by all of the fancy cut that I had to do, and having the perfect block size with a 1/4 of an inch seam in the perfect place. That was all just very, very intimidating for me. I couldn't quite get my head around it, and just never really wanted to try, because I was just scared about what was going to happen. Now, can you see there, out of those 8 layers, there's one tiny little thread. So all you need to do with that is just go, tiny little thread, be gone. And then you've got all of your 8 layers there. So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've got 2 together down there because I've definitely got 8. 1, 2, there's 2 there. That's it. There's the 2.
Beautiful.
And there's the 4. There we go. 8. 8 layers all in one pass. And then I've got my 4 layers of my larger triangle. And that would be my block already done for me, to be able to do a full 12-inch block. Really is quick and easy. And the amount of time, and also those, I sometimes struggle with the acrylic templates, Ben. There's definitely a place for them, and I do own some. But if you're not very good with your rotary trimmer and you go off on a little bit of a donkey's back leg, it takes all of that out for you. Now, are you familiar with donkey's back legs, Ben?
I've never heard that before, hence my little chuckle.
Yes, you will hear that from me a lot.
What was it again? Donkey's back leg?
A donkey's back leg, which is not straight.
Okay.
And it isn't if you look at a donkey's back leg.
I've never really stared too long at donkey's back leg, but I will now.
Have a look the next time, and you'll see that they're not straight up and down. They're a bit, and you don't want that in your cutting.
Next time I go to Blackpool, I'll have a look on the beach.
Have a look at the back legs of the donkeys.
Let's have a look at your donkey's back leg.
Yeah, I want to see what it's like. So then we follow the instructions in our booklet, and what we do is start to put them together. So you can see this is how we put the block together here. So this is my light. These are my 2 light colours. So I've got one of my light coloured triangles, full ones, one of my half ones, my isosceles and my half, and then I've got my other colour there. So that's how my block is going to go together. And then I just follow the diagrams. So I can see the wide end of my isosceles triangle is on the left, and then I can see that I've got my darker one on the right here with the wide end at the bottom. And then over this side again, I've got wide end at the bottom, thin end at the top. That would make my block. Now, this is my top tip for everybody. Always lay your block out like that, as the little diagram shows you. And then when you're coming to stitch it together, what you can then do is keep yourself right, because you then take that and fold that over there and take it to your machine. Which means that you are stitching it in the right place. Rather than trying to get them in the right place upside down to start with, lay it out flat in front of you as it should be, and then just fold it over and take it to the machine. And then what you will see is that you've got my little bit of tape on there, a little bit of repositionable tape left behind. I'm going to trim him off because he's going to get on my nerves. There we are. You've got your 1/4 inch seams included there. So you just line up the sides, make sure that you've got them in the perfect place. There we are. And they are perfect, because they've been cut with the dies, and then sew a 1/4 inch seam. So
basically, it even cuts you the seam allowance, so you don't have to worry about that. So you've got exactly the right amount of fabric to stitch it all together.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And just get your 1/4 inch lined up, stitch your 1/4 inch seam. Now, here's the thing about 1/4 inch seams. If you are a true patchworker, because actually there's a difference between a patchworker and a quilter, and we often get the 2 words mixed up, and I do sometimes, and I apologise. If you sat at home and you're a true patchworker, you're like, it's not quilting, Leanne, it's patchwork. I'm sorry, I always do it, and I know I shouldn't. The putting together of the blocks like this is patchwork. The decorative stitch pattern on top of the quilt is quilting.
Right.
So this is patchwork piecing. Now, if you're a dedicated patchwork piecer, you will always want to be in pursuit of the perfect 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm more of a laissez-faire patchwork piecer, and as long as all of my seams are the same size, I'm all right with it. And I think when you're starting off, I would say if you can stick with 1/4 inch, do, because we've included that same allowance for you. But if if you're just over a fly's eyelash over 1/4 inch, as long as you're that fly's eyelash, it's a bit like a donkey's back leg.
Exactly.
It's a different language I speak. A fly's eyelash more than your 1/4 inch, as long as they're all that fly's eyelash, it doesn't matter.
No.
It's just your seam has got to be consistent throughout the whole patchwork piece, rather than that one thing. Does that make sense? So that when I've stitched that line, you can see there I've got that in place. I would press this open. So there we go. And then I would put that back. That's where it needs to be on my block to start putting it together. So I do that. Then I fold this over here, line up the perfect seams, which I can see there, and then run this through and stitch it.
Note to self, look at donkeys, back legs, and what was it?
Flies eyelashes.
Eyelashes.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
By the way, just whilst... it's always an education here, isn't it? That's what I'll tell you. I'm learning lots in the world of paper craft and soft craft and expressions from the north, I suppose. It's all good. Oh, I do need an education there. But listen, just very quickly, whilst Leann is sewing that, the faux leather is flying out the door. 40% of the red has now gone. Half the stock of the mustard has gone. So if you're wanting the faux leather, go swiftly. The colours are flying out the door. We've got a whole range for you. Best to check the web for those, but get them whilst you can, because we expect those to go. Getting very, very busy as we head into the sort of
So I'm going to press my block now, Ben, and
Yes.
just another top tip for everybody. If you're using a light fabric, when you're pressing your seams for your patchworking, what I don't like to do is press them open, because if you're doing a light fabric, if you press it open, you can sometimes see a shadow of that here, and I want that to look nice and clean and crisp. So if you've got a light fabric, always press that seam away to the darker fabric, and then it hides that, and you don't see that coming through on the right side of your block. Now you will have a proper pressing mat underneath when you do yours. You won't be pressing onto your cutting mat like I am. So there's my block all constructed. Then what I do, I've done my other 3 already, so you don't have to watch me doing that, but we're going to then put these 3 together. So I'm following my map again, which is in my brochure here. So I can see I need it to look like this for the top. So if I take my pieces and just follow exactly what it has, which is the dark triangle with the point at the top. So I've got that dark triangle, point at the top. Just trying to make sure you can see it all. There you are. And then beside it, I've got dark triangle lying away. So I take this one, dark triangle lying away. There we go. So you can see that there.
like a jigsaw.
Like a jigsaw. And then I look at the bottom one, and under here now I have dark triangle pointing in the opposite direction. So there we go, dark triangle in the opposite direction. And then for this one, dark triangle pointing down. There we go, dark triangle pointing down. And that has created my ninja star.
Amazing.
And then this is what I was saying to you about, always lay it out like that and then pick up and sew your pieces. So what I would do now is take this one down on top of this one and stitch along here. And then I would take this one down on top of this one, stitch along here, and then I'll stitch both of them together and it'll be perfect.
Love it. And do you know what? Again, so many people getting in touch and saying how, well, A, if they've already got this and how much of a time saver this has been, but B, lots of people now saying, I wish I had this in my life, or Diane on Facebook, I needed these builder blocks when I made 7 quilts in 3 months for my grandkids. Send in your pictures if you've been using the builder block system. We would love to see what you've been doing, because it's great that we can kind of show you demonstration and inspiration here, but you know what, it's great when you can inspire other people as well and show us what you've been doing. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is our email address, so send those pictures in and we'll share those with everybody else as well. Karen on YouTube says, I've never made a quilt because of the precision needed in cutting so many pieces. I may have to give it a try using my Gemini. Absolutely. Give this a go, because again, how quick and easy is it? You've seen Leann work with this system. It's just going to take time off how long it would normally take you, isn't it?
Absolutely, and without a doubt, the most difficult thing in patchworking is the accurate cutting out of the pieces. That is without a doubt the most difficult thing. And once you've got that nailed with this system, everything else is a breeze. And you know what? If sometimes your points don't match perfectly when it's a gift for somebody, it doesn't matter. There are no quilt police out there. It's your, you know, it's your unique project. Be proud of it. You've put your time and your effort into it. But what you can be confident of is it is going to be the best it can be, because all of the difficult, precise cutting has been done for you, and then you've just got the complete and utter joy of putting the pieces together. I would not be doing quilts of this nature without a system like this, Ben. I don't have the skill, the patience, or the time, quite honestly.
Again, I would imagine the trying to be accurate and doing all of the cutting and stuff, that's where maybe if you've tried it in the past and you know you've gone wrong, you've given up quite quickly. I'm one of those people who wants to do something and be able to do it straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And this system allows you to do that, doesn't it?
I'm very instant gratification. I don't want to spend the 10 years practicing.
No.
I want to be able to do what you can do after you've spent 10 years practicing, but I want to do it
right now,
in the weekend.
Yes,
absolutely. It's exactly the same. So you see, once I've put those blocks together now, I've got my ninja star. That could be a quilt block, or it could be a cushion front, it could be a pyjama case. We were talking about pyjama cases earlier, weren't we, Ben? So it could be anything like that. So that's a panel that you would then join together. I want to show you some of these, Ben, because these are made with this Builder-Block Plus system. Now this is just entirely the Builder-Block Plus system, this one. And you can see that's those little ninja stars there that I've just made, and look what they look like when they're all cascaded onto a beautiful table runner such as that. Beautiful, isn't it? I absolutely love those colours. Gorgeous. You can see here, if you want to do something a little bit more festive, you can do something nice and festive for Christmas. Again, this is just using the Builder-Block Plus on its own, and this is what I wanted to show you about the fact that it can be a die set on its own. It doesn't have to work with the Builder-Block system. That's a lovely, that could be a full quilt top, could be two lovely big pillow shams, could be placemats for the Christmas dinner table with a runner and a little square, one of those square blocks, a coaster to match. Really, possibilities are endless. Then if you've already got Builder-Block,
look at this,
and you want to add your Builder-Block Plus to your Builder-Block, look, this is the sort of beautiful arrangement you're going to be able to make. I mean, that's fantastic. Is truly exquisite. Yeah. It looks like you've spent 2 years doing it. if you're me. Yeah. However, that would be a weekend project.
You're serious?
I guarantee you, Ben, you and your daughter could have this completed in a weekend. And it's because that cutting has been done for you. Yeah. And then isn't that lovely for her to be able to do that, put it on the end of our bed, and then maybe have a little banner along the bottom of our curtains and a little pillowcase or a little pyjama case to match.
Don't.
Oh, and a little bag to put our book in, our story time books and our favourite doll to put them in. I mean, really, it's fantastic. It truly is, and it's wonderful. And they're heirlooms. That's what they are. They're for the family and they're heirlooms. But it takes all of the horrible away, and the worry and the anxiety that we feel about being perfect, and just gives you the pleasure of being able to create these fantastic things really quickly and easily, Ben. It is superb as a system, it really is. And that's it, isn't it? It's gratifying, isn't it, to be able to do this. Imagine, you're like me, maybe a beginner quite new to this. Imagine getting a system like this and being able to make examples like we were seeing just a few moments ago there with Leann. That is the point, and that is the worry, isn't it? Leann's hit the nail on the head here. The point is, you're worried about the measurements, aren't you? You're worried about the accuracy. You're worried about how long it's going to take you to do it, because you are thinking to yourself, well, it's going to take me so long to measure it all out, it's going to take me so long to cut it all out, and when I measure it and cut it, chances are I'll make a mistake or I'll mismeasure something, if that's a word. I don't think I'll bother now, and you give up. If you're like me, you give up quite quickly. This system makes sure that the precision side of things, the measuring, the cutting side of things is done quickly and accurately. It's a time saver, and then you can get on to the fun side of things, the fun side of making those projects. That's where this is so handy. It comes with your rectangle die set, your isosceles triangle die set, and your half rectangle in there as well. A 52-page instruction booklet, so everything that you need to get going. Use it, of course, in conjunction with your Gemini. Cut those pieces of material, and then you're making straight away, aren't you? Think about that, making a fantastic quilt over the course of a weekend, even if you're doing it from a standing start
That is a brilliant system. If you haven't yet got it, $74.99 is a steal, or $104.96. Get it in your basket, check it out. If you are going for this, of course, you'll need some material, and we have some fantastic material on the show for you today. Let me just remind you of the Enchanted Forest selection. Now, this isn't available. That's not even English. This is available in a variety of different sizes for you, but you can see the Enchanted Forest, absolutely gorgeous. Love all of the colours in there, all of the flowers, all of the different animals in there. You've got the rabbit and the birds, all sorts going on in that beautiful material, which matches perfectly with your forest blossom. This, again, I know a favourite of Leann's. This is the one she was talking about, making that bag with that beautiful mustard faux leather. Again, slightly more, I don't know, sort of easier on the eye, if you like, but you've got the beautiful flowers, beautiful colours on the cream. That's also included. The pink is your mini blossom, so you're going to get this if you go for the full collection, if you go for the fat quarters or the half-metre bundle as well, or the fabric strip. And then you've also got your ditzy dashes included as well. So you can go for these individually, you can go for the fat quarter packs, and you can see how beautifully they all work together as well. If you want to go for the fabric strip rolls as well, we've got those available on the show too. It just depends where you want to go. Prices here you're seeing are for the individuals, $5.99 per half metre, all right, and you can order via our website. But some gorgeous material. Get it whilst it's here, because we expect that to be flying out of the door. Now, you've got your builder block, you've got your beautiful fabric as well. Let's just recap on what is still to come on the show. The Gemini reversible bag making kit. Yeah, we saw this a little bit earlier on. We're really busy for this collection, and why wouldn't we be? You know, if you like the idea of the builder block system, again, this is great because you're getting these dies, which are the pieces to the bags, if you like. So again, you're not having to worry about, you know, cutting, getting your rotary cutter out, all these kind of things. You're using the dies in conjunction with your die cutting machine to cut out the pieces to make the bag. These are the reversible bags, so you've got the opportunity to make the pocket tote bag. You've also got the Savvy Shopper bag and that vintage clutch bag as well. So all of the dies that you would need to be able to make those bags for $67.50. Think about that as well. You know, if you're thinking about this as a little side project, maybe making bags to sell, $67.50 or $83.50, how much would you think that you could sell one of those bags for? Very quickly you've made your money back, haven't you? Really, really have. Get yourself some of this gorgeous fabric, get some of that faux leather as well, and get this in your basket. Now, something else which you might want to have in your room or craft room is the Threaders A2 folding cutting mat. This comes with your 28mm rotary cutter. Again, great deal on this one, $29.99 or $29.95, so 25% saving. Take advantage of that deal, all the kind of accessories that you need to make life easier for you in your craft room. And then of course we've got the pattern packs, which are just brilliant. These are proving really popular as well. The Threaders can't get my words out today. Threaders pattern pack, lunch on the go. So this one allows you to make 3 projects. You've got that fantastic little bag to pop all of your snacks in. Then you've got your gin flask, as Leann was calling it earlier on, or wine, or soft drink if you want it. I like the idea of gin, to be honest. And you've also got your cushion in there as well. So you can make your cushion, your bag, and that little flask bag as well, all printed onto your pattern sheet for you, and the step-by-step instruction booklet as well. And then also, we showed you this earlier on, and the picture here doesn't really do this justice, but this weekend bag is capacious. Yes! Big bag, so you can get loads in there. And again, step-by-step instructions, pictures and words, which is good because you might be one of those people that finds it easy to follow instructions, or you might be one of those people who just likes to look at the pictures and do it that way. You've got the ability to do it either way because it's all in there. And of course your pattern, you can use time and time again. Don't forget the deals on that. That's the details for your ditzy dashes. This one's $9.99, I think. There we go. Yeah, or $12.95. Right. It is now time to get ready for another countdown. I know you enjoyed this a little bit earlier. Lots of people were commenting on how much fun this was. So we're going to do it again because it is our end of summer sale. And here are my picks. So we're going to do the countdown again from 10 to 1. and Leanne is going to be the voiceover person. So if we could have the music first, please.
In 10. Oh, did I overshoot too fast?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm waiting for the music.
Oh, well, do it again.
Oh, I couldn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, go.
I can now. In 10.
No, sold out.
Oh, in 9.
Sold out.
In 8.
Sold out.
Ben, come on. I've been practicing. In 7.
At number 7.
Oh.
Yes, it's a So Homemade multimedia die patchwork apple cores. Why might we want this in our life?
Oh, you need that to make beautiful apple core patchwork quilts or little table runners and your mats. And actually, if you've got a builder block system, then this is going to go perfectly. You're going to be able to do little accessories in that lovely apple core design.
$275 or $375 with over 60% off.
In at 6.
It is the threaded thread.
Who doesn't need thread in their life? If you're a sewer, you need your thread. And these are actually really very usable colours because they're neutral but coloured as well. They'll go with a plethora of different things that you're sewing at home.
6 reels for $475 or
Bargain.
$575.
In at 5.
It is the bag tags. Yeah, the multimedia die bag tag set.
Oh, I love these bag tags. These are fantastic. Use them with your faux leather, use them with mount board, make all of your tags, do them with your felt, and you've got that real designer touch to your little charms on your bags. Fabulous.
$475 or $1375 if you're in the States.
In at 4.
Your carpet bag.
Oh, who doesn't need a carpet bag in their life? You can feel like Mary Poppins. A spoonful of sugar is all you need with that bag, and it'll work like all of the other bag sets that we had for you. Really easy to use and a beautiful construction when it's put together.
I'm liking Leanne doing the voiceover thing. It's just good 17. She's doing it better than I did. $1775 or $2375.
In at 3.
Hang on. Oh, the mug rug.
Oh, who doesn't need a mug rug in their life? You need somewhere to keep all of your crumbs when you're eating your digestive biscuits and somewhere to stop all the drips on your coffee table. These are absolutely fantastic. They're brilliant. Everybody needs a mug rug in their lives.
$425 or $625.
In at 2.
Oh, hang on. Backpack!
Oh, everybody needs a backpack. This is brilliant for the kids just going back to school. Who doesn't need a customised little backpack made for them by mum, auntie or grandma? And I love the fact that everybody could go with little customised backpacks. Take the embroidery thread from my top picks and embroider their name on there. That would be amazing.
$1775 or $2375.
And at number 1...
The decorative flower panel!
Oh, everybody needs a decorative flower panel in their lives. I love these with the faux leather. You can see the mustard faux leather on the front there again. Brilliant with felt too. Put your patterned fabric behind there and you get that lovely lattice high-end designer look on all of your cosmetic bags. It looks fantastic.
That's not the price. There you go. £3.50 or $5 if you want to take advantage of that deal. Wrap it up, voiceover lady.
And it's wrapped up.
And that was my picks in the end of summer sale. Thank you. Good night. Hey, I enjoyed that.
Oh dear. I think I need some practice, Ben.
That's very good. It was more organised than what we did earlier on,
yeah,
certainly.
We learned.
Right. If you have just joined us, welcome along. We've only got, about 25 minutes remaining. This show has absolutely flown by. Don't forget, if you have just joined us, you can go back and watch the show from the top. Seriously, it's been chaos at points, but haven't we had a laugh? Seriously. And great demonstrations and inspiration from Leanne as well. Loads of lovely messages coming in, which we'll take a look at, but I kind of feel that we need to get started on another demo, so we will. And we're going to have a look at those pattern packs. So are we doing the weekend bag or are we doing the gin flask?
We're doing the gin flask.
Good.
However, I just need to bring attention. Of course, we're doing the gin flask.
Yeah, silly question.
Of any other kind. However, I just need to draw attention to this weekend bag because Ben, I need you to do some pairings for me.
Pairings?
Yes, because imagine this. So I've been looking. You need a metre of outer fabric and a metre of inner fabric to be able to do this entire bag and your zips on a roll website.
Yep.
2 pieces of the faux leather from there.
Yeah.
Ridiculously value for money with the other fabrics that we've got on the enchanted ones.
Yeah.
For the lining.
Oh,
classy bags. Now imagine the white faux leather with that little pink dot as a lining. Imagine it. Oh, imagine that. You open up a red zip on a roll. We have them.
Ooh.
You open up your zip and that's what you've got inside.
Oh,
Now, another combination for you, Ben.
Yep.
Another combination. I'd like you to get the red and the other floral. The one with the little reindeers on. The one with the animals.
Oh, come on.
Come on, Ben.
Oh, yes.
Imagine that on the outside and that on the inside. That's going to look exceptional. Look at those pairings.
Yeah.
Then I want the brown and the teal. Brown and teal, Ben.
Brown?
That's brown.
Yep, good.
Look at that. Look at the classy. Could also be a bit masculine.
It could be.
Could be a bit masculine, that one.
Yes.
Absolutely,
I like
could.
this game.
And then my final one,
yep.
of course, everybody's going to want to do it. Mustard with the floral.
Oh, yes. With this one here.
Yes.
That was the winner from earlier.
Classy.
Look at that.
Classy. That is going to be fantastic. So for this weekender bag, you need your weekender bag. Just do it. Don't even think about it, please. Just do it because they're going to be amazing. I'm going to do it. You need 2 pieces of the faux leather and the thingy liner. You need 1 metre of the faux leather, so 2 pieces, 1 metre of the other one. And then this pattern. You can make this, what's the word for it, Ben?
Capacious.
Capacious weekend bag. I mean, it's just absolutely glorious.
And you'd make that in a weekend, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. Absolutely, you would. Very, very easily. Now, what we give you inside, and I'm just going to show you, and then we're going to get on with the gin bag, because I know I've got to do that, is you get your full printed pattern. So you get all of your instructions, tells you exactly, get me lunch bag out the way. You get your printed instructions, tells you exactly what to do, all the way through. We give you step by step everything you need to do in there. And then you get the full sized, high quality, beautiful printed pattern to work with it. You cut out your pattern pieces, pin them onto your fabric, cut it out, stitch it together as we've told you to, and you're going to be the proud owner of a faux leather weekend bag, and it's going to look absolutely glorious. And that for gift giving at Christmas.
Yes.
I mean, that would be the favourite gift that anybody receives. I know that for a fact. I'm buying that as soon as this show's finished because it's fantastic. I'm also buying this because our fabulous in-house designer Stephanie designed this. I was just saying how beautiful it was earlier today when we were chatting, and I said, who designed this one, Stephanie? And I heard a little, me.
Aww.
And I was like, oh my gosh, Stephanie, that's fantastic. Woo! It's fantastic. Honestly, I just think it's so fabulous because when I do the bottle bag, you're going to love it. But the little lunch bag with thoughtful details, like your Velcro, but also little poppers. Because if you like lunch like I like lunch, you need a bit more space in your lunch bag. So you've got your little poppers inside as well, so you can get your big lunch.
I have my trousers like that, Leanne.
I do, on the waistband, especially at Christmas, bit of elastic in the sides, sorts you right out.
Christmas
or an
pants.
elastic band on your button and through your belt hole. Gives you all that straight. Yeah, we've all done that.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant. So you can get a good amount of lunch in there as well. It's lovely. And then you've got a little cushion for your bottom as well, which
Amazing.
I love. So let's have a look at how we put this together, should we, Ben?
Yes.
And we're going to start with my gin flask. Now, I just wanted to show you the big bit before there because I've got all of the pieces ready here, which means that you don't have to watch me cut out all the pattern pieces, etc.
Okay.
What we've also got on the show for you is this fabulous little kit of the cutting mat that I'm using, the big A2 folding cutting mat, a ruler and a little rotary trimmer here. And when you're using your square pattern pieces and you want to get precise cuts, actually this is a great kit because what you can do is run precisely up the edge of your pattern piece like that and get really nice square edges, especially with something like the weekend bag where most of it is rectangles that you're cutting. In addition of a nice big cutting mat like I have here, a really good ruler and an exceptional rotary trimmer will just make this so much easier and more precise for you, because if you're chopping along there with scissors, if you're not great with scissors, you might not get the lovely crisp edges that you need.
Yeah.
And actually, just what I'd like to show, I'm going to move this out of the way because I want to show you what I'm doing with my ruler. This is a big top tip. And actually, if you're going to start using a rotary trimmer around your daughter, Ben, this is a top tip for you too.
Good, I'll have a listen.
When you're using your ruler, you'll notice what I do all the time is I've always got my little finger off the ruler. Can you see that?
Yes.
If you have your whole hand on the ruler, the whole thing will still move when you've got your sharp rotary trimmer here, and you can catch your finger.
Yes.
So what you need to do to keep it still is have that lined up where it needs to be, your hand on the ruler, anchor off the ruler onto the desk with your little finger, and it's much harder to move move it around. So always have your anchor in place with your little finger. Just get everything lined up and then use your trimmer to get your nice straight lines. And you can see how much easier it is here to cut all of these pieces and get the perfect pattern piece that I need using my little rotary trimmer there. Now, I'm good with the rotary trimmer, but I'm no Bernie Corner. So I'm cutting my circle out with my scissors. And you can see I'm using my paper craft scissors here that I always bestow the virtues of, because they are the sharpest scissors in the business, in my opinion. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're brilliant for your soft crafting as well. And you can see it's going through all of those layers that I need effortlessly, and I've been able to cut out around my pattern with my scissors. So I would recommend you have a look for those on the website too. So I've got all of my pieces done. Let me just take these little pins out and we'll come back to them in a second. And then what we're going to do is start to construct the bag. And I've got lots of pieces done in advance, so I can talk you through it as well if I'm running out of time. How am I for time, guys?
We've got about 20 minutes.
All right, okay.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. Right, so I've got my 2 pieces here, which is going to be my outer. There we go, that's my outer. And I've got my pieces that I need for my bag bottom base. And this could be one for my lining, if you like, and one for my outside. Or if you're only... if you're doing a contrast lining, which I am, you only need one of these, but I've cut 2 because I just had it folded. So I've got one of those. Then what I do is I fold this in half and I hard pinch the half mark so I can see where that is, and that's going to help me when it comes to lining up. If you don't like to do the pinching, you could always put a pin there. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is stitch these 2 pieces together. So I'm right sides together, and then I am running 2 straight lines down either side here to make a tube.
Lots of nice messages coming in as always. Lots of people enjoying the show. Lots of people saying that, do you know what? I'm kind of inspiring people to get on and make projects. Deanna said, I made a t-shirt memory quilt for a young man that had graduated high school. I backed it with fleece to make it warm and toasty. The reaction was so worth it when he saw his old t-shirts. Just going back on the builder blocks that we were showing you earlier, Pat on Facebook, I have all the builder blocks and I absolutely love them. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Move along, please, for goodness sake. I bet it's so relaxing to do quilting, says Jill. And Dieta on YouTube says, so many cute patterns being offered today. Yes, make sure you get your hands on the patterns and also the fabrics as well, which I know are flying, particularly the faux leather, which is flying out of the door.
I've also cut my pattern piece. So that's my tube for my main body. I've got ready and I've sewn down both sides, and this is my little bottom. Then we've got the top piece here, which I'm just going to show you. So this is the little drawstring piece that I'm working on now. So I just need to make this little tube and another little tube. So I'm going to stitch down those sides, and that's my outside and then my inside. So I've cut those pattern pieces too. So I'm going to whiz my stitches down both of them.
It's good that you get 3 different things to make in this collection, isn't it? For
Absolutely
$9.99.
Yeah, again. It's brilliant. And sometimes I think getting that pattern on that high quality paper in that lovely little wallet, so you can keep all of it. I haven't talked about the wallet. Once you've cut all of your pattern pieces out, usually if you're downloading PDFs or whatever you're doing, you then got to find one of those plastic wallets which are dead slippy and put them in a binder. We give you a perfect little folder. Oh yeah. So actually all of your pattern pieces go inside and get stored nice and safely for the pattern that you're working on, and you're not going to lose them. Plus it's got the picture on the front so you know what it is when you come back to it, and you've got your instructions in there. I think it's just fantastic. We thought of everything. We have. They're fantastic in our soft craft product team.
Yeah, we don't mess around here, We think of everything.
We do think of everything.
We do. I know we do. And remember, $9.99 to $12.95, and 3 things that you can make with this particular pattern. And again, you're just going to make them over and over and over again. I would imagine, I don't know why, but I'm thinking like out of the 3 within this set, maybe the cushion probably the hardest to make out of the 3.
Oh, I wouldn't have said so. No.
Oh no.
No, I think the cushion's dead easy. It's 2 circles and some buttons. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I think this bag that I'm doing now. Is probably the most complex.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is as hard as it's going to get.
Wow. Okay.
And it's not hard. it's been very well thought through in the pattern pieces and how the pattern pieces are put together. I think that's the real crucial thing.
Yeah.
Now what you do with these once you've done that is you sew your tubes and then you put one inside the other.
Okay.
Okay. And then, have I got them the right way? No, I haven't.
Oh.
See, remember my good advice from before, Ben? Right sides to right sides or wrong sides to wrong sides.
Honestly, that's what I was doing all weekend when we were making bits and pieces. Yes, doing it all the wrong way around. But, you know, I say, so you do it once you learn, you don't. I mean, I did it about 3 or 4 times.
Exactly, and then you ask yourself the question. Yeah. Right, so now I'm going to just pin that so it doesn't move in that tube. And then what we're making here is the channel for the little drawstring top. So we're going to make the drawstring top piece and the channel to put our string through. So I'm pinning that here as well. And then I'm going to whiz round the top here and then turn it inside out.
Okay.
So bear with.
Lots of love for the weekend bag. That's available for you. So I think that one's $9.99. And lots of love for the fabric bundles as well. Michelle on Facebook saying, I love the fabric bundles. The colours match perfectly, taking the guesswork out of it. That's the point again, isn't it? You know, if you are fairly new to this and you're worried about what matches where, you know, this is brilliant, particularly if you're going for the Fat Quarters collection or you're going for the strip roll as well with the Enchanted Forest. Everything's been thought of because you've got 4 beautiful patterns which are going to match up absolutely beautifully. So again, you can get the fabric safe in the knowledge that it's going to work perfectly, whether you go for the Lunch on the Go collection, whether you go for that weekend bag, whether you go for any of the pattern packs that we've got on the show as well. You're buying in confidence and you're not having to worry again is the other thing, isn't it? About whether the patterns will work together because you know that they will because it's all been done for you. Details at the bottom of the screen here for your 4-piece half-metre bundle. I don't know why I did that. For the Enchanted Forest, $23.99 or $27.95 on those.
So I've done that and I've stitched it round. So you can see I've pulled it out. So I've got 1 tube now. So now what I do is I fold my lining inside. So there we go. So you can see I've got my in there. There we go. And just pull that up and then give it a press. I'm not going to press it because we don't have time, but you'll press it so that you get your seams nice. So we put that inside there. And then what you do is you top stitch around the top edge here, and then you come down about a 1/4 of an inch in, and then you come down another inch and you top stitch then. I've got a piece already done here, so you don't have to watch me do that. So we're coming down 1/4 of an inch, stitching around the tube, coming down an inch, stitching around the tube, okay? So once you've done that, this is what you'll have. And so this is my piece that I've done exactly the same there, top stitched, right near the edge here, about an inch down, top stitched again. Then what you do is you go to your seam, where you've stitched your 2 little tubes together, and with your tiny little snips, you take out those stitches. You don't do that until you've got these 2 lines of top stitching in. And the reason for that is this stitching across here now locks these stitches in place. So when you snip these out, this won't run away and your seam won't come undone. So now you've got a hole here for your thread and you've got a hole here for your thread. Okay, so that's our top bit and we'll come back to that again in a second. Now, to do our bag body, and I've already got one done for you, but just to show you how I would line it up because I'm conscious that we'll probably run out of time because you know how I do like to talk.
10 minutes remaining.
What you're going, 10 minutes, okay, well, that's all right, I'm feeling comfortable with that actually. We might be able to give this away as well, who knows. Right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your circle where you've folded it in half and you've pinched your 2 pinch points, and your pinch points are going to get pinned at your seams. So there's your seam where you've put your 2 tubes together. There's the pinch point. Line the pinch point up with the seam, pin it. Like that. Go to the opposite side. Find your pinch point again and your seam. Put them together, pin it. And then all you do is you work on 2 half circles at a time and you just stretch. We call it easing it in, Ben. Now take your time, stitch slowly. So you'll go around, you'll start at one of those pinch points and you'll come round half a circle, you'll stop and you'll go and do the other half a circle, and you'll ease your fabric in as you go around.
Okay.
So you can see how I'm easing that there. Easing just means encouraging or stretching a little bit. So you're just pulling it round the curve, and because it's cut on a circle, you'll be able to keep doing that, and you go all the way around, you see there. Just keep giving it a little push and a pull. Stop when you're sewing it, and I'll do one half side so you can see, and you get one half side done. So I'm going to give that a little go here so you can see it, because I think it'll be important for you to see how I do that and how slow I take it. So I get that under my foot, in where my seam allowance is, and what I always do at that point is drop my needle. And then I don't like lots of pins in when I'm doing this because I don't get enough room to move it, but then I get right up close to it. I go incredibly slow and I just ease my fabric. Now, as I'm going round a corner, I stop, and then I just lift my foot a little bit, ease that round, foot down, start again, keep going. Stop, lift my foot, ease it round. So I'm just following round that circle, that curve all the way. And then by stopping, lifting my foot, easing it in, it makes it so much easier to follow that around, Ben.
Is there anything Leanne can't do, Cindy says?
Yes, I can't ride a bike.
Can you ride a bike?
I can't ride a bike, Ben.
Well, I never did.
I know. Well, considering my husband... So Laura, our producer's just said now here, her husband must be. And she's right, because he's a massive biker. He's got a ridiculous amount of bikes. He does road biking, mountain biking, gravel bike. He does all sorts.
What, you never wanted to jump on one of his bikes?
No, never. I fall off. So here, I've got a very poor sense of balance in my ears, obviously, and I've just never been able to do it. I used to frustrate the life out of my parents trying to teach me, but they would try and try and try. Everybody's tried, and I always just fall off. So I've given up. I'm 50, and I've just come to terms with the fact that if I'm 50 and I haven't really feel like I've suffered in life yet for the want of riding a bike, I'm going to stop putting myself under pressure. So
I'm guessing you can't tightrope walk either then?
No, can't tightrope walk either. It's just my balance, it's just not very good. It's just one of those things, unfortunately. Swimming also eludes me.
Yes, my dad. You just naturally assume that everyone can ride a bike and everyone can swim. My dad can't swim.
Can't swim. I'm absolutely terrified of water. Terrified.
Well, there you go, Cindy. We found two things.
So there are some things I can't do.
There we go.
So I'm just going to show you this half because you don't want to watch me doing all that, but you can see, look, how lovely that has come round there. And if I hold it up on the, so you can see it on that one there, look how it comes around really perfectly.
Yeah, perfect.
And then you would just go and do exactly the same on the other half. That's why it's important to fold it in half and do your pinch points. And then when you turn it inside out, I'll just show you that lovely seam. You can do your press. Look how lovely and smooth that is around that circle there. You can see it will be lovely when it's all stitched on the other side. So that's what you'll do to put your tube together, which I've already done. And I've done the same, but what I have done and what you will do is use your wadding at the same time so that it's nice and padded. And that's just gone all around the bottom, exactly as you've just seen me do. We've got our tube, but we did it with our wadding inside. All right. Now what we need to do is put our little bag tabs on. So you'll cut your 2 pieces that you get in your pattern pack, and then you're just going to fold them in to each other like that and over, and then top stitch, and you'll get your 2 little pieces that you've got here, which are going to be for your D-rings. Where are my D-rings? Here they are. Oh, I'm going to have to speed up, aren't I, to show you how to do this. So your D-rings get pinned in here now. So you see I've put my little tabs across here, and then that goes halfway across my D-ring like that. Speed up as quick as I can so you can see this.
By the way, if you want any wadding, we do have that available for you on the website, but you'll have to go quickly because we did have a bigger selection than we have available right now, the different styles of wadding. So get on our website, crafterscompanion.com.co.uk.eu, and you can add that into your basket as well.
And pin that in place. So I'm probably going to talk you through this rather than do any more sewing, but you'll get the drift, you'll get the idea. So I've got my 2 D-rings in place now. Then what I would do is take my tube, which has my drawstrings ready. And again, we want right sides to right sides, remember. So my tube is going to go over the top of there. So that's coming over the top like that. There, because that's going to get stitched. And again, match up all of your seams. So that little side seam gets matched up with that one. So therefore it comes over the top like that. That's right. And then we need our lining. And remember again, it's right sides to right sides.
Yes.
So here's the lining. So that whole thing goes inside the lining. Once this is pinned in place, I'll just put one pin in, stop it moving. Put it there. Watch I don't catch my fingers on it. That whole thing then goes inside the lining, like that. Voila. And then you stitch through all of those 3 layers at once. So what you're stitching through is your lining, your little drawstring tube, and your bag bottom. That's what we've got all layered up there. And we just go round the top. And when you go round the top, I'm going to turn this inside out so you can see. When you go round the top with your lining, let's pop this in here, and then you turn it the right side out so you can see what you've got there. When you turn it inside out, your tube's in the right place.
Brilliant.
Your bag's in the right place, and your drawstring top is in the right place, and your little D-ring tabs were in the right place to be able to attach your strap to it. So it actually, for all it looks very complex, it's very easy. Can I give you a top tip before I go anywhere on threading your rope? Have I got time?
We've got time for another top tip, definitely.
Because when you're threading your drawstring, this is really important, and I'm just again going to explain it rather than do it for you. Because this is something, it's very simple, but it eluded me for a long time. I just couldn't work it out. People used to say, just thread it in the opposite direction, Leanne. I'm like, what do you mean thread it in the opposite direction? There's only one direction. Not like the pop group. So you want two pieces of whatever your drawstring cord is, be it cord or ribbon.
Yeah.
And remember, we've put the little slot in. Have I got the right one there? No, it's pinned in this bag. Oh, come on, Leanne. I need it out. Imagine, like John Lennon. Here we are. So we've got our little slot cut here, and a slot cut here for the drawstring, slot.
Yep.
So what you're going to do is take your string, fold it in half, and this is the good visual reference for me again. You want a fold at that side, and then you want the opposite on the other side, and you want a fold at that side. So you thread it through one way so that you've got this sticking out on one side, and then you thread it through the opposite way so you've got the opposite on the other side, and that means when you tie both of your raw edges, you've got the perfect drawstring.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really important for you to remember with those 2 pieces. So you thread it twice, you go right round so you've got this, and then what happens is, you see, when you pull your drawstring, this gets pulled in, and that's what pulls it into the centre. And when you're doing it on both sides at the same time, that's what you're doing. You're drawing it into that knot at the top. You see that? Yeah. So that's why you're doing it in that way. That's your little drawstring and how you're going to thread that. And then you've got your little gin flask, water flask, tea flask, whatever flask, brandy flask, whatever your particular poison is. Gin. Beer. Gin for me all the time. We'll get on, Ben. And then, of course, you've got your lovely lunch bag in there and your little cushion. It's a fab little set, really. I love it.
It's super, isn't it? For $9.99, and again, make time and time and time again, whether it's for you, whether it's for friends and families as gift ideas, whether you're going to make to sell, it's a must-have. $9.99 or $12.95, all nice and clear for you. And like the Ann was saying as well, comes in a nice little sort of wallet for you, so you can keep the pattern nice and safe and clear, ready for use next time. Also proving really popular, lots of people have been talking about the weekend bag on the socials as well, saying how much they love the capacious weekend bag for $9.99 or $12.95. Again, everything that you need as far as patterns and dies are concerned to get that one going. So patterns, I should say, to get that one going. You've also got the builder block as well. I mean, that has just been so popular, not been in stock for so long, and it's flying out of the door once again. It is all about accuracy. It is all about ease of use, and as I've said, precision with that as well. If you are somebody who just wants to get onto the fun part of your projects, then that is something to certainly go for. $74.99 or $104.96. Also proving really popular, the bags which we showed you earlier on the show, the 13 die collection, which gives you the opportunity to make these reversible bags. You've got the dies for the tote bag, also the shopper bag, the savvy shopper bag, and the reversible vintage clutch bag as well. All those dies in there to make those bags. It just makes it so easy. Bags that you can put together in next to no time. Other goodies that have proved popular on the show are the folding cutting mat with the 28mm rotary cutter. Again, kind of soft craft room essentials, really. $29.99. or $29.95. It's been a really busy show, and I'm so glad that you've managed to get your hands on all the goodies. The leather we've still got available for you in a few of the different colours, not all of them. Some of them sold out. Some of them are getting to the point of, you need to get your skates on just a little bit, but they've proved really popular as well. Make sure you check out your baskets, and hopefully you've enjoyed the show. I know I certainly have. Leann, thank you so much. You've been busy over there.
I've been really busy. I need a little bit of a lie down and a cup of tea now, I think, Ben. But you know what? I haven't got any time because I'm back in an hour.
Oh, yeah.
You.
I'm back as well, aren't I?
You are?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, we're looking forward to it. And I know we can't really show you, but we've got the advent calendar coming up a little bit later on, the official launch of that. We've got more great demonstrations as well. And we'll do another chart later on too. You'll look forward to that, won't you? I know, absolutely. Thank you so much for watching us. Go and get yourself a cup of tea or something a little bit strong if you fancy. And we'll be back with you in around about an hour's time here on Crafters TV.